A marriage contract typically ends with a kiss because in ancient Rome, a kiss was a legal bond that sealed a contract, and marriage was considered as a contract. What's up? Hello, this is Gbogbo Swagger, and welcome to Swaggerslifestyle. How are you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're living your best life and hope you're living your dreams. Have you subscribed to my channel? Well, for those new subscribers or new audience or new viewers, I make content about lifestyle, travel, and talk. This is actually a very family for you to really join, and a good community for you to be in. So just subscribe, like, share, and comment. Today is going to be very interesting because we are talking about what? Marriage. Do not go nowhere. This is Swagger's Lifestyle.
Welcome to Swagger's Lifestyle.
Very nice. Thank you so much for coming and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Yeah, thank you.
So please introduce yourself.
All right. Deyo Sola Oguboyi. You can just call me Deyo.
Deyo for short.
Yeah.
I like when people introduce themselves and then call me Deyo for short. So welcome, Deyo.
Thank you.
It's good to have you.
Yeah.
Good. So let's just go straight into it. And this is a conversation. So
Yeah.
let's just have this. We're talking real. Yeah. We're talking real. So, what is your take on marriage?
So marriage is a mystery. You can never understand it except you work with God, and you have to work with people that have experience, that they've gone through it, they've experienced all sorts, and they are still in it.
Okay, so it generally was actually the holistic approach. But you talked about research. So now this research is like, do you do the research in marriage or do the research before you get married?
From experience, I've not been married for long, just 13 years.
You've got 13 years.
Yeah. There's so many people that have been married for like 20 something years and they still break up.
That's very true.
You're okay. So one thing I know is that first of all, before you go into marriage, you need to learn. I think we all get up in this paparazzi, this old wedding stuff, and we get choked. We don't understand the person. One thing that helped me a lot was when I read the 4 kinds of temperaments. It's always very good to read experiences of how people, handle this marriage stuff. Trust me, it's not all just about going to church, going to pastors, and just continue, because our parents were like, just be neat. It's
Just
we are
like
different. Our generation is different.
different.
We don't have the level of patience they went through. And one thing I also understand is that you need to have patience. You need to communicate. Communication is very key. We need to understand the 2 concepts of what your role is and to submit. That's what the Creator said.
Mm-hmm.
The husband is to love.
Mm-hmm.
So submission, from what I've read so far, from what I understood, is when you're in a position of power, or you control your power. Respect, understanding, communication is the bloodline. Let the person know that this is what you want. Let the person know that this is how it is. This is what. Let the other person just get to talk with the person.
Communication is
Yes,
key.
communication is very key.
Okay, so could you said you've been married for 13 years. Wow, that is fantastic. And could you share some of your experience, your happy experience in marriage?
Generally, the first 5 years are always very humbling. You learn a lot. It's a teaching period, and it depends. Some people, first 5 years marriage is always very rosy, but for me, it was really, it was something else. I learned a lot because, first of all, when I came into marriage, I didn't really have a full understanding of what it was. I just felt that, so the first 5 years of my marriage was a learning experience, and I learned submission. I was like, we are within the same age bracket, so what's that? You can earn money, I can earn money. So whichever one that comes to the point. I learned submission in obedience. I learned to understand that when a man is talking, don't talk. Just let him say what he has to say. You just give it time. Work it out. Later, when he has calmed down, you be able to say your own. It's just a logical explanation. Just like you have somebody that you've employed, and you're talking to that person, and the person is talking back at you. It's not like that scenario, but men love that respect that when they're talking, just listen, don't argue. But when you start arguing, you want to bring out your own points, you want to show that okay, no, my own has to be the same.
And you have smart. I know where you're going to.
Yes. So I learned submission, and you also have to, and I also learned that see, you have to you have to be financially independent if you want to enjoy your marriage. Trust me, because if everything you're depending on your husband or you're depending on your spouse, whichever way it is, trust me, you'll be frustrated. So you have to understand that life is not about marriage. Okay, there is more to it. You have a destiny. Your husband has a destiny. It's just that when you come together, God has placed that person in you so that you can fulfill destiny together. And you also have to understand it's not everybody that you have feelings for or you love that are compatible to you. It doesn't work that way at all. There's so many people that you might have felt, oh, I really like this person, I really want to get down with this person, but your compatibility would not work out. So that is one thing you also have to understand, that please always have this concept and this idea that there is more to life than marriage. Because when you do that, you have, even if anything happens, you have a life outside there that you can fall back. And you need to have your own happy place. Excuse me. I have my own happy place. And my husband knows that this is my happy place. I have a time that, okay, please, my kids, it's mommy's time, please. Wow. I need to breathe.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you like a personal question because I want to relate it to something. So before you got married to your spouse, how long were you guys dating?
Okay, we were friends. I think we dated for like can't remember, maybe like 7 years.
Good. So you dated for like 7 years and you got married. Now the dating period and immediately you got married, because people say cut, date, know the person. Is it not the same person? So it should be easy for you in marriage.
Marriage is an eye opener.
Okay.
Trust me. You so much, I want to spend it. I can't wait to have your kids. You know, I will go in for you, even if there is no money. Trust me, it opens up your eyes. I feel like I don't know what it is, or maybe because you start living together, there is this proximity in needs. You start seeing each other every day. It just opens your eyes that is it not the person that you've been
losing over for 7 years?
Exactly. So it's just an eye opener. I don't know the mystery about it, but it's just an eye opener. And then responsibilities, trust me, bills, when kids come. And it's always different from like, he's buying me this, he's spending all his money. Because men are natural hunters. That is their nature. When they see something, they want to just latch onto it. So once they cut that thing, there's no amusement again. So you're just like, so they go to what else can I? It's their nature.
What else can I conquer?
Exactly. So you just have to be in a position that you make yourself available as a prayer or something like that.
So, what are the things that you've learned in marriage that you felt you should have taught? Someone should have taught you about, probably maybe your mom, or maybe church, or maybe friends, or maybe you should have learned before you actually said I do.
Physical appearance, sexual activity, and the fact that this man is always the head. That's just those things.
Physical appearance in the way you dress?
Yes, the way you dress. Then it depends on your husband, depends on your partner. Let me say it that way. There are some people that they don't really care. As in, if you're in shape or not. They're not, they don't really care. As long as maybe they were attracted to your intelligence or things like that. Or maybe there was something that were attracted to, maybe you had money or whatever. So those are the things that if I had known prior to it, it would have helped me those first 5 years that I had to learn in the marriage, which was a very trying period for you. Yes.
Okay, so now sexual activities. Do you think that people should read books? Do you think that people should? Because I think now a lot of sex therapists are coming up and all of that. Do you think people should speak to them before they get married, or
Definitely.
do you feel people should have conversations about it?
Definitely.
Or do you think mothers should talk to their daughters about it?
Yes, mothers can talk to their daughters, and then you also have your own you also have your own beats. Can I speak Yoruba?
Yes.
Oni taba tomo iwo goma to tun rebi. That means if your parents have taught you to an extent, you yourself you have to teach yourself from where they stopped. So definitely you need sexual therapy, and you need to go for teachings. You just need to learn. Some of these things they will not open up to you. And the truth be said, is when you get close to some people, you'll be able to learn some of these things. Nobody will tell you in the open, nobody will tell you in church, nobody will tell you in public, but it's when you keep researching, that's when you know things.
So we're come to our opinion poll. So the question is, marriage helps people have more money. What do you think about that?
Marriage. It depends on if the person you're married to is Babalowo. If maybe the person is from a very influential family, definitely to make you have more. But if you're from like an average family, so it depends. So if it's that you have to climb the ropes, trust me, especially when you start having kids, you need to be able to balance savings and then.
Because they say marriage brings in blessing. Once you marry her, doors open, money starts flowing.
Yeah, the thing is just true marriage. When you get married, it opens up blessing. But it depends on if our mindsets or our goals, or we're looking at the same goals together. We're connected. Just like I used to tell one of my friends that she said, okay, she wants to relocate, and she's been on this on my husband for so long. I told her, I said, you want to relocate, but your husband doesn't want to. The moment your husband agrees to it, trust me, it will be easy. The moment her husband agreed to the relocation, it didn't take them 1 year, they relocated. And that was something she's been fighting for over 10 years.
Whoa!
Yes, over 10 years. She said that she didn't know that. I said, you're just fighting for nothing. Make him understand that this is the reason. Pray about it. Let his mindset be on the same level. Yes, I can agree with you with my words, but my mind might not agree with you. Correct. So it has to be that platform, us agreeing together in our mind and say this is what we want to achieve. Trust me, things will work out. Actually, if it's in that aspect, it opens the door. But if you're just saying because we're married, doors should open, and our mindset is not the same, you do not work.
You're wasting your time. So let's ask our audience, what do you think? Marriage helps people have more money. If you're married, if that happened to you, can you just drop your comments and let's interact in the comment section. So let's continue with our questions. Have you had a challenge in your marriage that you would like to share?
First of all, the issue of not having your finance was really a troubling one. With the help of God and the fact that I stayed doing research, I went back to school, doors started opening. So that was a major challenge for me. So, and you just have to be financially independent. So that's one of the issues I had.
What did you learn from the experience?
Okay, a lot of things. I learned first of all that communication line wasn't that good. Yes, communication line wasn't that good. Then you get so caught up in activities, going to work, taking care of your kids, that sometimes that you also need to spend with your husband or your partner. Men are like big babies. They're part of it. So you just need to, by the time you're talking with them, you'll be able to understand what their line of thought. So and then you also need to come up with surprises. Maybe once a while, in a month, just leave your home. Just leave that serene, that environment. Just go to a cool place, relax, have fun, do all sorts. So just have a touch of surprises. But it opened me up to so many, and I started talking with people. I started talking with a lot of my friends that are very, very, what I do is that I have strategic friends just like I know that they're wild. That's it. So I will talk with them. Please, what's happening?
What's the new thing that
they're doing? Tell us. So
let's fight another game.
Please.
So as you are doing career, you'll be doing upping of game of
yes. And then just like I said, you should do it for yourself. Don't do it because I want to keep my home. I want to keep my husband. He should not cheat. This one, that one. You should. There's a certain stage that you should pass. Yes, in marriage, when you get to that, you need to live for yourself. Do you understand? we're compatible, we have a goal together, we can be what we want together, but understand that I also have a destiny, you have a destiny, or I have a goal, you have a goal. So we need to reach out. Always understand that you're doing these things not to please any in-law or to be the good and perfect wife. Just do it because it is the right thing to do and because you are happy. You're happy doing it.
So you choosing you doesn't mean you're being selfish.
No. You need to choose you, but it's not always every time you choose you. Definitely, you need to be able to create that balance. Yes.
What are the tips needed in building a lasting marriage?
No, I'm still learning.
At least the one that you've learned so far. Care to share?
Oh Lord. Oh. Marriage. You can never unravel the whole love together. But respect is very key. Men love respect. Massage their ego, make them feel that they are the best. Respect, you need to communication, you need to communicate, you need to talk it out. If you can't do that, pray. The place of prayer is very important, trust me. Between the hours of 12 and 3, those period is very key. You need to pray. Prayer is very key. I don't know how else to say. And then of course if you marry your friend, it's very key because what has helped our marriage so far is the fact that it's my friend. We had that friendship first before we now started having feelings. So the friendship really helped. So at this stage of the marriage, it's not about feelings or I'm having goosebumps. It has gone way past that. So the friendship is what builds up, what is still holding it. Just like I said, you need to be different things to your husband. Like when you come, I watched football, not because of my husband, right from time. When my upbringing, I had brothers, we were always watching football. Then because the nature of my job, I need to know what's happening politically, economically. So he has the reason to always have a conversation with me. So you shouldn't just be a woman that all you know is cook. You can cook the best food. Trust me, to get to a point that you can get that outside, or you're very good in bed. There are people that is their profession, you can get that outside. But when you're like different things to him and you have the respect, you'll be able to have a conversation with you. So
thank you for equipping us with all those healthy tips. So what are the things that you would have done differently?
I think I would have waited the time. There was things that I should have learned before I got married that I wasn't taught. If I'd waited, I wouldn't have had a rough patch in the first 5-6 years of my marriage. So I would have waited to be matured in my mind, because in my mind I wasn't matured. I was just I love him so much. I want to spend the rest of my life with him and things like that. I want to have his kids. Then we could walk for kilometers. It was not tiring. It was just walking the park. So if I should have waited, because at that time I got married, I wasn't matured in my mind. So I had to learn the hard way. Yes. So if you're watching this and you're not yet matured in your mind, there's some certain things you need to learn. Just wait for you to get that maturity before you go ahead.
So if you had to choose your spouse again, would you?
Of course, definitely.
Oh, she loves him.
Of course, definitely I will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so I hope you learned a lot. I learned a lot. I love this conversation because we were 100% real. We said it as it is, and we would like to engage with you in the comment section. Please do not forget to drop your comments and let's interact. Hello and welcome back. This is Gbogbo Swagger and this is Swaggerslifestyle. Hope you're able to learn a lot. I learned a lot. I learned a lot because our guest today just, she said it as it is. So as much as possible, everybody that is married out there, try as much as possible. Communication is key. For the men, they love respect, so give it to them. And also patience, trust. There are so many things that, you can pick from this conversation today. And do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and then turn on your notification. Share this video as much as possible with people because we need to learn these things to be able to have a long and a lasting marriage and relationship. I still remain Gbogbo Swagger and this is Swaggerslifestyle. Do not forget, God is the center of your life. Bye.